Should you summon? We got the 1,000-Year Blood War Summons Invasion Selection 1. So it's an individual banner starting on the 12th to the 18th. This is the last day for you to summon for all three of them in one. So if you want to summon all three of on one, today is your last day. You have probably less than 12 hours from the time, or maybe around 12 hours from the time I upload the video, because I'm going to upload it as soon as I can. So you'll have maybe a little over to around 12 hours of time before the main banner goes away. And we got these 4 characters. These are the 4 featured characters. Honestly, we're going to go into the ones individually for the new players so they can, because apparently we've been getting a lot of new players actually coming to the game. So now, if you're a new player and you summon on this banner, you know, because you come in a day later, you know, or when this banner is live, and you see 4% and 1%, or you summon and you get none of these characters, but you get a 5-star, this is the 1%. That means if you wouldn't have had this other percent draw rate right here, you would have gotten a 4-star. So it's 5% rates, you know, 4% for the main featured, 1% for other characters. And you can find out what's in the character pool by clicking on the character pool for you to actually go down the list. And you'll also be able to see what you have and what you don't have. So we got Kilgay. Strong attack recharge time minus 14%. Guard break, freeze duration minus 100%, and sprinter plus 1. This is nice, but not the best. Marauder or sharpshooter, depending on what character the normal attack is. That would have been better, but at the very least they have guard break. I'm not sure if... Do we still get characters that don't have guard break anymore, or is like pretty much every character getting guard break? I haven't really been paying attention, but yeah. That's like a bare minimum nowadays. Like if your new character comes out, they should have guard break, bare minimum. This is pretty much the best strong attack recharge soul trait to get. I don't think there's been one that's been higher than 14%. So that's nice. You do have it where you might get a strong attack recharge time plus like a strong attack recharge of 6% if they're at full stamina. Something like that, but that's not a part of the soul trait. Then you have attainable skills. Frenzy plus 2. This is the normal, what you should like be looking for on good characters. Frenzy plus 2 or Frenzy plus 3. That's a really good skill to have. Havoc, Devastation. So you should probably be looking for skills that at the very least have Havoc 20% on here as well. Devastation 40%. That's, you know, standard. Debilitator plus 2 seconds. What is your... I gotta check and see what is... Okay, here. Are we going to tell us what your status elements are? Drain enemies. So if he has Drain, this actually is, you know, like, not as good. Because the status effect will last longer. And what that'll mean is you can't proc your Drain more frequently. Now, that doesn't matter if you're killing the enemies very quickly. And new enemies pop up, but... If you're fighting more tankier enemies, like let's say in, what's that, Limit Breaker quest, this could actually be potentially detrimental to you. Obviously, you still only get like 5 minutes, I think, of what it is to go through as much floors or rounds as possible. Poise, that is good. That means when you get hit, you don't take the stun damage, like or not the stun damage, but like you don't get stunned, which is very, very nice. Obviously, if you get hit with a status ailment that paralyzes you or something like that, that kind of puts you in a stun lock or freeze, would be another one. This doesn't apply to that, but yeah, that's definitely very nice. Damage inflicted at full stamina, plus 20%. That is really, really good. So between damage to drain to enemies, plus 40%, frenzy plus 2, damage to inflicted at full stamina, plus 20%, status ailment spiritual pressure boost, 80%. That's really, really good. But here's the main reason why you'd be summoning for, in my opinion, is the Rampage. Rampage is a new skill that got introduced that allows your character to gain 2% more damage for every enemy you beat. So once you beat 50 enemies, you will have 100% more damage being dealt. Really good for, the Limit Breaker quests. It caps off at 100%, so you're not gonna be able to get some insane 500% modifiers or anything like that. So do keep that in mind. But overall, between all the different damage, that's actually pretty good. Then you got Lilynette, who, I'm just gonna be real with you, not anywhere near as good as the character we just got done looking at. This is a premium character. This is filler. This ain't the reason why you're chasing. This is what we call an individual banner. And if we look down here, you're going to see why. Sprinter, last rate every 5 seconds. That's actually a pretty good skill to have. Guard break. Then you have your Bruiser, Berserker. No Havoc on here, by the way. Yeah, no Havoc. Debilitator plus 2 seconds. Damage to last rated enemies plus 60%. Plus 60%. I was going to say per seconds. I don't know what the heck that is, but yeah. That would be weird. Poise, Pierce Barrier. So this is like a Brave Battle character? What was this character trying to be? Doesn't have any other Brave Battle skill, but has Pierce Barrier. Yeah, this character is not really that good in my opinion. It's like it doesn't know what it wants to be. If you go up here, this character has a clear goal to having damage increased based on inflicting status ailments. So damage to drained enemies, 40%. Status ailment spiritual pressure boost, 80%. That's 2 skills that are built specifically to increase your damage based on inflicting an enemy with the status ailment. This is obviously also kind of built into it because damage inflicted at full stamina plus 20%. Drain helps keep you at max health or full stamina, allowing for that extra 20% damage. So, yeah. I don't know what this character is trying to be. I mean, it does inflict Lacerator, which is, nice to have. Maybe for a Senkaimon floor, this wouldn't be bad because Lacerate, especially if you're going up against a boss, stops them from being able to do their strong attacks, and I believe their special for the length of time of the status element is actually in effect. So that can be really nice. And the poise will obviously help because that means you don't get stunned. Yukiora, Guild Quest character, if I remember correctly. Normal attack damage 20% max. This was, I believe, last year's end of November banner. So 2022's end of November banner. Paralysis duration, minus 100%. Does have sharpshooter, so that's really good. Full stamina only increased normal attack damage plus 40%. So if you have full stamina, you're getting plus 60% NAD. Multi-barrier plus 2. So that means if this character gets off its barrier, you're going to have 5 hits before you'll start actually taking damage, assuming you don't get hit by a status ailment. If you get hit by a status ailment, I believe it still does affect you, depending on what the status ailment is. It could knock you below the full stamina. I'm not sure what happens if you get hit by like a freeze. Does it still do 1 damage and just freezes you? Or not? Because if it does that 1 damage, that's enough to get rid of the full stamina only. Even if you have the barrier up. You got Bruiser 40% and Berserker 60%. That's pretty good. Flurry plus 1. Debilitator plus 5 seconds. That means the status ailments are going to last an extra 5 seconds. Poise. That means you're not getting stunned. I have no idea what Diminisher is. I don't see that very frequently. Maybe it's a Guild Quest thing. I don't do Guild Quests, so I wouldn't know specifically what that is. I'll have to look that up. Killer Effect plus 30%. So it's 50% in Guild Quests, but 30% in other quests. Range damage plus 10% and 30% in Guild Quests. So that's actually pretty good. Having an extra 30% killer could be really good in things like Senkaimon, where you already have high killer effects, assuming that this is a place where that would actually work. I'm going to see. Yeah, okay, this character is pretty outdated. I'm gonna say it's not as good as a lot of the characters nowadays. But if you do not have a farming character, you're a new character, you're a new player, and you need a new character that farms uh, potions, super potions, this character is really, really good. So you have strong attack, recharge time minus 12%. Weaken duration minus 100%. Guard break, damage to weakened enemies plus 20%. So, your typical, stuff that you'd hopefully at the very at least see, like guard break and whatnot. Frenzy plus 2, so that's still good. If I remember correctly, it's his kit that is not as good as I liked it, or at least compared to some of the new characters. He's really good because of this. Plus 5 potions, plus 5 super potions. If he didn't have this, he wouldn't be that good. This makes it easier to farm resources. Like when you look and you have like friends that you request and they have like 20, 20, 20 in red, you need potions, super potions, and droplets to get there. So if you're farming like Inheritance Zone, Inheritance Trial, or you're doing the Epic Raids, Epic Raids does not have the super potions. That's potions and medals. Inheritance Trial has the super potions, and Inheritance Zones has potions, and the Enriched Droplet Zone, I believe is what it's called, has the droplets. You gotta farm all these different areas, unless, what do they call it? The Anniversary Co-op is out, which is, it ended already for this year, or the End of Year Co-op, the New Year Co-op event is live, which wouldn't happen until probably early January, maybe late December. I can't remember exactly when it fully went live, where you can get potions, super potions, and droplets all in the same area, but it's more chance based. I ended up getting around 50 or so characters that I could tier 20 by just doing that. So I was very lucky. I'm gonna put that out there. I was very lucky to get it to where I just from the super potions alone, I had enough characters where I could go to what do they call it? T20, 50, around 50 characters. I did not have enough of the potions and droplets to do it, but those are not as annoying to farm or as bad to farm as super potions, at least in my opinion. But other than that, he has kind of fallen off. So overall, should you summon on this banner? I'm going to say, if you're a new player with, you got a lot of orb sources left, going 5 steps to try and pull Kilgay is not that bad of an idea. Maybe even 10 steps. I personally wouldn't go beyond 5 steps because I have a strong suspicion that the end of month is going to be another 1,000 Year Blood War banner, because recently we got information that on the 13th, I believe, we're getting I think it's the 13th that we're going to be getting the 1,000 Year Blood War resurrected characters. And the thing is, when they do usually 1,000 Year Blood War resurrections, that's usually an indicator that the following month, or like whatever the next end of month banner is, it's usually a 1,000 Year Blood War banner. I'm not sure if there's been an instance where that has not been the case, but at the very least, most, if not all the time, that has been the case. So, do keep that in mind. And if that happens, that means we might get another banner like the one we currently have. And this banner, if you get here before this banner goes away and you're a new player, I would summon on this banner. Let's go down here. I already went through should you summon on this banner, or if this banner is good. But yeah, the ones you're going to be wanting, let's go down until we can get the... here we go. Those are the 3 featured characters. Those are the 3 characters you want. These 6 characters are outdated. They're not anywhere near as good, but these 3 characters are pretty good. You have the Rampage character, the Farming character, and I believe it's this character that can use its special, it's special. It can nuke, as they like to call it, harder than 1,000 Year Blood War Yamamoto from last year, which is a pretty big feat because he is one of the most powerful characters in the game, even over a year later. So keep that in mind. there have been characters that are around the same level as him, but I don't think we've had, and it wasn't just a little bit better than him. It was like 50% more damage on the nuke than the 1,000-Year Blood War Yamamoto. So if we get another banner like this at the end of the month, not these specific characters, but another 1,000-Year Blood War, either Quincy's, Stern Raiders, or maybe Soul Reapers, or maybe a mixture of both of them, we could end up, you know, you might want to spend your orbs on that more so than the individual banner I just got done showing you. I would just go to the 5 to 10 steps on this banner. Actually, I would probably go to 10 steps if you're a new player. You don't want to get used to spamming all your orbs on one banner unless the banner is really good. Like, if the filler was really good, going to 25 steps would have been like a must. It would have been like, especially as a new player, I should say more specifically. But as a 6 characters that are not that good, and 3 characters that are, in my opinion, not really worth it unless one of these 3 characters or all these 3 characters are your favorites. So that's pretty much it. So should you summon on the individual banner for Kilgay? If you're new, definitely do 5 steps. If you're not new and you want to collect all the Rampage characters, yes, I would summon on the banner, and good luck to hopefully you get it. Rampage is something I'm not personally interested in, is because it seems like it's mostly useful for Limit Breaker quests, and I'm just not really interested in the Limit Breaker quest game mode at the moment, at the very least. And I wouldn't go too deep. More specifically, don't go past step 10, because after step 10, if you do summon on Kilgay's banner, you will not get guaranteed 5 stars anymore. Any 5 star after step 10, you will not be guaranteed a 5 star. What that means is you could go like 10 steps and not get a single 5 star after that. Where was it? Here, after step 10, you're on step 11 indefinitely. You could go 2,500 orbs and not get a single 4 star or 5 star. So do keep that in mind. I'm not saying you will or won't, but there's a chance that it could happen if you're very unlucky. And you also lose out on the discount multis. Like if you go from here to here, that's 1,100 orbs. If you were to go through here without discounts, it's 1,250. So you're saving 150 orbs per 5 steps when you have discounts. So I would personally summon on it if I was a new player, but I wouldn't go too deep. That's basically it. And if you want to collect all the Rampage characters, like I wanted to collect all the shared complete status immunity characters, I would summon on it. And if you know your favorite characters on that banner somewhere, I would summon on it. That's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.